Bill O'Reilly here. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Coming up next, the news with Mike Slater.
Thank you, Bill. It's Wednesday, November 15th, 2023. Here's what's happening today in America. Anti-Semitism. The 10 closed for weeks. She in San Francisco. And Disney World pronouns. All coming up. Then Bill's going to be here with your message of the day. First, there was a big rally in Washington, D.C. on the National Mall in support of Israel against anti-Semitism, a sharp contrast to the rallies we've seen across the country and Europe the last 4 weeks. An estimated 200,000 people attended. Hamas still holds 200 people hostage, 9 Americans, and 31 Americans were killed. At one point, the Republican and Democratic leaders of the House and Senate, not Mitch McConnell, Joni Ernst was there instead of Mitch McConnell, but the Republican and Democratic leaders were there on stage together to show support for Israel and call for a release of the hostages. The 10 in Los Angeles, a massive elevated highway going right through the city. There was a homeless encampment underneath that went up in flames. The 10 is now going to be closed for up to 5 weeks. LA can't function without this highway. And the fire was so intense because there was so much junk under the highway because of the homeless encampment. They say construction is going to go on 24/7. 100 columns were damaged, 10 of them severely. The fire burned for 3 hours and was the size of 6 football fields. Joe Biden and the president of China are meeting today in San Francisco at an undisclosed location, their first face-to-face meeting in a year. Biden said the goal is to get back on a normal course of corresponding, being able to pick up the phone and talk to one another when there's another crisis, being able to make sure our militaries still have contact with one another. He said, we're not trying to decouple from China, but what we're trying to do is change the relationship for the better. China mocked San Francisco for cleaning up the city before they arrived. This is from the communist Global Times. Drug addicts, dealers, and the homeless who have plagued San Francisco's downtown have miraculously disappeared. Sculptures have been repainted and the streets have been spotlessly cleaned. Workers have started to relay uneven sidewalks and install plywood on empty manhole covers. It's true. They did this for China, but they didn't do it for the taxpayers of San Francisco. Disney World employees are saying that Disney has rolled out pronoun pins for employees. You can now add your pronoun to your name pin, first being rolled out for janitorial positions. Pronoun name tags help us understand each other more and bring a positive impact within our community. The internal destruction of Disney continues. I'm Mike Slater from the podcast Politics by Faith. Bill O'Reilly with your message of the day. Next.
If you own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles and have an auto warranty about to expire or have no warranty at all, listen up. Car Shield has a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that's now available to the public. Save on out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. So please call Car Shield now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. 800-925-7584 for a free quote. This protection plan is at an all-time low in price. Drivers who activate the vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing and car rental options at no additional cost. So please call for your free quote, 800-925-7584, 800-925-7584. Hey, what do you have to lose? 800-925-7584. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. On this Wednesday, as we predicted, the city of San Francisco is finally driving out the legion of drug addicts living on the streets. That's because President Xi of China is meeting with President Biden today in the city by the bay. The Chinese communists already know about the depravity embraced by San Francisco politicians in the name of compassion or whatever. Beijing has a council in San Francisco. It is beyond obvious the far-left people who run the city feel absolutely no urgency to clean it up for the benefit of the residents. No, they wouldn't do that. But once the federal government ordered San Francisco to enforce zoning laws, presto, thousands of street dwellers moved on. If San Francisco refused the Biden administration's request, many federal grants would be in jeopardy. Of course, the drug addicts will be back as soon as Xi and the other Asian leaders depart. It's very easy to live the drug life in San Francisco. No problem at all. High times. The city will even pay you money if you are a drug addict. Unbelievable. I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by writing it. You can reach me, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, name and town if you wish to opine. Okay, let's go to the mail. Richard Dick, Murphy, North Carolina. Bill, you're correct that the election next year will be decided by the pocketbook. Just this month, my home insurance went up 55%, my utility bill 93%. Per your suggestion, I'm looking at options. You have to. I just got a car insurance. I paid $3,000 last year, 2 cars. They went to 10. No. Now, I might have to get car insurance from Brazil, but I'm not paying the 10. I got a clean record. Unbelievable what's happening under the Biden administration. Nick Russiano, Monroe, New York. I understand many people need help and high earners should pay more than low earners in tax, but why do so many people vote for more tax? Our governor, that's Kathy Hochul in New York, said in a debate against Zeldin cutting taxes is irresponsible, and she won because many of the voters for Hochul don't pay any taxes. They're not involved with paying taxes. Ronald Boudreau, Estero, Florida. Bill, I would really like to get some accurate info on the Gaza Strip as it relates to Israel. The Jews withdrew from Gaza in 2005, I believe, so it's a narrative about Israel occupying Gaza. The narrative is that there is no government in Gaza, Ronald. It's run by terrorists. So the infrastructure has to be supplied by Israel. That means water, okay, food. They don't grow anything in Gaza. All right, all the essentials come from Israel. The pro-Hamas people, pro-Palestinian people say that's occupation. What's going on there? Rich Stevens, San Diego, I have a question for you concerning the House committee investigating Hunter Biden. Can the committee subpoena Joe Biden? No. President will cite executive privilege. They're not going to be able to subpoena him. In a moment, something you might not know.
Do you want more online safety and privacy? I know I do. That's why I started using NordVPN. It guards me against various internet threats. Digital trackers, malicious websites, and malware-infected downloads? Back off. I choose to browse with more confidence. I choose NordVPN.
To avoid digital threats, turn on NordVPN. It's rated excellent on Trustpilot. Just visit NordVPN.com. One of the fastest VPNs on Earth will block web trackers, malicious websites, and malware-ridden downloads. It will encrypt your online data as well. So improve your digital privacy and protection with one simple click. Get the special Black Friday deal at NordVPN.com and enjoy safer internet daily. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
Now the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. 159 years ago today, a Union general led 60,000 troops on a 300-mile march. The mission? Terrorize the population of Georgia so it would turn against the Confederate cause and end the Civil War. Here is the story of Sherman's march. General William Tecumseh Sherman captured Atlanta, September 1864. Demoralized, the Confederate Army fled west into Tennessee. But instead of chasing the rebels, President Lincoln and his commanders chose a more drastic strategy. Sherman believed the Confederacy derived its strength from the material and moral support of Southern whites. By making life miserable for civilians, Sherman thought they would demand a ceasefire. His plan, make Georgia howl. Beginning November 15th, 1864, Sherman began the 6-week trek to Savannah. His troops wreaked havoc on the local population. They destroyed bridges, burned barns, raided farms, stole livestock, ransacked homes. Sherman presented the city of Savannah to President Lincoln as a symbolic Christmas gift. The Union Army then moved north, pillaging its way through South Carolina. In total, the mission cost the Confederacy $100 million in damaged property. That's $1.5 billion adjusted for inflation today. About 6 months later, the South surrendered. Though brutal, Sherman's tactics in Georgia laid the foundation for what military strategists now call total war. The same theory was deployed by the U.S. military against Nazi Germany, Imperial Japan, and Communist Vietnam. And here's something else you might not know. Although Sherman's march is remembered for its cruelty, the trek was also one of the greatest liberation campaigns in history. During the journey from Atlanta to Savannah, 30,000 slaves were freed from the cotton plantations of Georgia. Back after this. If you or your business is falling behind filing your tax returns, or if you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS, please listen carefully. The Biden administration just unveiled an $80 billion plan to modernize the IRS and reduce the unpaid tax debt. Are you tired of the IRS letters, levies, liens, or wage garnishments? You do not have to face the IRS alone. Hire Anthem Tax Services. They can help you settle your delinquent tax problems and all collections, and may even be able to reduce your back taxes significantly. If Anthem Tax Service cannot reduce your current monthly payment with the IRS or state, or they don't put you in a better position, you might qualify for the 100% money back guarantee. Please call Anthem Tax Services 800-810-9193, 800-810-9193, 800-810-9193. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.